A brief introduction, which was given. I'll also add a few things that I started within these 20 years of my life in Germany. I came back to India. I started my greenfield factory, and I ran it for 4 years. That was in a chemical sector. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot that there are deviations in the processes happening, and which was decreasing my profitability. And then I moved back to Germany again. I started this company, Tvarit, where I met my co-founder, Rahul Prajapat. He was IIT Bombay alumni, and he was working for NASA. So my manufacturing background and his deep tech knowledge, we tried to combine and started this company, Tvarit, in Germany. Our vision is like we want to drive the chemical industry towards zero waste, sustainable and zero waste. How we can reduce the avoidable waste, that's what we are working on. So a quick background about company. When we started developing algorithm. We are a deep tech company. पीयूष गोयल जी आजकल बोलते हैं कि हमें deep tech startup चाहिए, delivery वाले नहीं चाहिए startup. We are the one. When we started, initially 2 years, we had difficulty explaining to the customers. But now we are serving customers in 12 countries across the globe. We take like Mexico, Brazil, South Africa, Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, Turkey, Austria, Thailand, India, everywhere we have customers. So within 6 years, we have been able to acquire the customers across the globe. When we started the company in March 2019, in June 2019, one of the investor, Future Capital, came to our office and they said they want to invest. They said that we will give you 6 crore rupees, 3 months, no customer, nothing was with us. And because we are a deep tech, German investor invested 6 crore rupees for a single digit equity. Then there was a talk about, the government investment. In India, it is like 0.7%, government is investing in R&D side. German government invested in the company, which is a BMH, is a German government. Matterwave is a Munich-based fund. Momenta is a Switzerland-based fund. 4Impact is a Netherlands-based fund. They invested approximately 9 million euro, which is 85 crore rupees in the company. We were awarded, European Union did a survey of 490 AI companies, and they selected 8 AI companies out of these 490, and we were among those top 8, and only in the manufacturing side. There, in the initial phase where they provided us around 100,000 euro as a prize money, which is 90 lakh rupees as a prize money for this award. Apart from that, we got numerous awards in Europe. We have headquarters in Frankfurt, where I am located. Our product manager is there, Deepak, he is located in Frankfurt. We acquired a company in Vadodara in 2021 during COVID time. So we have a project execution which is happening in Vadodara, and a technical center we have in Pune, where most of our team members, mostly from IIT, are sitting there. So nowadays, there is a lot of investment going into automation and standardization. But the companies are still struggling in terms of improving the yield, improving the quality, missing the quality targets and yield target, and there are unstable processes. Why it is happening? Because this automation is providing the monitoring side, monitoring and alerting side. What is required is optimization. You get ROI if you optimize anything. So that's where AI comes into picture. The second field which is happening, if you enter into manufacturing plant, there are hundreds of variables, hundreds of parameters are there. And most of the time, it is very, very difficult for a human. We have 5 sensors with us, right? Nose, ear, skin, tongue. And we are habituated with taking decisions with the help of these 5 sensors. But if the number of sensors increases, the permutation and combination of these sensors are increasing by leaps and bounds. And it is very difficult for a human to derive any decision out of these hundreds of sensors. That's where the AI comes into picture, where you can combine all these parameters, bring them on one harmonized layer, and try to see what is deviating and why it is deviating. So here's the fishbone diagram for a typical chemical manufacturing plant. There are parameter related manpower, machinery, measurement, environment, material, method. A human can correlate maybe 7-8 parameters and take the decision. But there are more than 20-30 parameters which are impacting. And that's where the correlation becomes very, very difficult. So The next slide is about the last slide about why AI is required. There are rule-based systems, there are alarm-based systems, there are monitoring-based systems, but insight-based systems are rare. Very few systems are providing insight into your data, and it has to be combined with domain knowledge, what you gain inside the plant. And AI-driven optimization. Nowadays, if you see the modern flights, modern airplanes, they are autopilot, right? So the technology is there, but why not into chemical manufacturing? We were talking, that chemical manufacturing or chemical processes are not adopting technology that fast. And I would see some exception as well. There are certain companies who are really going fast in adopting the technology. But there are companies who are also, very much lethargic or laggards in adopting the technology. Sorry for that word. So what we did, normally, when we talk about AI, it's about you combine the set point parameters, you combine the operational parameter, and you try to combine it. You try to derive some outcome. But if you don't combine the domain knowledge, for example, material property, chemical property, maintenance information, then it is very, very difficult for you to derive the right information, right insight, right actions for your plant to optimize your yield, optimize your quality. And we have 2 patents applied for this technology, which is mentioned in the left side on the top. The second technology which we did is the domain generalization. When you develop the technology or an AI model for one machine, you can easily scale from 1 to n number of machines, 1 to n number of products, 1 to n number of plants, very, very easily. We have 1 patent which is granted in US. In India, it takes some time. We already applied in India and Europe, but in US, it is already, we got granted. So when we talk about product outcome, when we develop this 160 plus algorithm, what we talk about deep tech technology, it provides feature engineering. The main point is the conversion of process knowledge into causal model. It retains the knowledge. It retains the knowledge for years and decades. It provides the insight into dynamic golden runs. It provides root cause analysis, feature engineering, single and multivariate analysis. It also provides AI-driven action. Most important is the self-learning workflows. So it learns automatically over the period of time, and then it continues providing the insights. I'll give one example here. On the right side, or on the left side, without Tvarit AI, you see that there is a golden operating range, the green dot is there, right? But the parameters are scattered. So without AI, the operational parameters are scattered across different ranges. But what is golden is mentioned in green. With Tvarit AI, you can bring those parameters within the control in the golden operating range, where you can get the higher efficiency. So if you see here, the golden operating ranges are changing because of the variation in the raw material, variation in the process parameter, or variation in the material information or environmental information. But when it changes, the AI can help you bring those changes into consideration, and the golden operating range, it recommends you the best of the best golden operating range for that change. As I mentioned, these are the green dots where we have customers from America side, South Africa side, Europe, Thailand, India, everywhere we have customers. The team which we have, Rahul is a co-founder. He's from IIT Bombay. He was working for NASA. Deepak is here. We have a stand here. You can meet Deepak. He's from IIT BHU. Vikas is from IIT Delhi. We have best of the best team, who is purpose-driven to attract the team. The purpose for everyone is to reduce the waste for the manufacturing plant, for the process plant. That's what they are looking at. Sir, actually, let's look at the holistic side, right? So payback is something, when you implement it, the cost of implementation, and then you consider that what is a payback. But you need to consider that whatever you are doing right now in the plant, your process engineer, you have a process engineer for sure, right? Who is always looking at the processes, who is trying to find out the deviation, who is trying to find out the root causes and optimize the process, right? He's doing in Excel. If you use AI, you can put the same Excel in the platform, and the platform will give you the root causes golden values within 15, 20 seconds. So there is a time saving in the beginning itself. Plus, there are parameters or there are variations which is not known, and the software is able to identify those variation out of these thousands of parameters which is coming up. We were talking about IO. It find out which one is the best suited for controlling to optimize your yield or quality. So I see that any company who is having process optimization or process team should at least look at this. We start with a feasibility study. It takes like a couple of months, but you can identify what are the ROI out of this project coming out of this. Yeah.
Hello.
So does not matter if it is small or big, but ROI is for sure. Yeah.